Good day, YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to today's Plateau review. Today we're going to be taking a look at 4 flip-flop products. And yes, it's going to be based on 2 different countries. One pretty much in the half of Great Britain, and the other half is China. So let's go ahead and grab the webcam. And we're going to be taking some British wildlife collection toys. With a mixture of Chinese and European toys. I mean, why is it still going though? Isn't that meant to end? Well, it's meant to end on the 13th of March 2022 because we've got the Paralympics coming up though in Beijing. But let me just go ahead and start off with the British Wildlife Collection items here first. Because, well, Rule Britannia! There we go, here's this a flip-flop origami British Wildlife Collection. Great Cormorants and Holy Herring Gull. Actually, it's called Holy Heinous Herring Gull. What's that called? That's a very interesting sort of product there. It's some kind of strange looking product. Oh, it's a Mackerel Robbery Trio 12-pack. I was struggling to read that word here. And it costs about £15. And there's the back of the packaging, which looks like that. I mean, just look how cranky that cormorant is after that seagull stolen that fish there. What a very nasty, what a very sneaky looking seagull that one. Well, I got a funny feeling it looks pretty amazing. And here's another seagull that looks very ticked off, as you can see. But anyways, let me just go in and unpack this and see what they look like. They look very similar to other toy products before. But we haven't had the mackerel for a very long time. In fact, we'll just fit in the mackerel, I think. I suppose, hey? That looks pretty nice. That is interesting. But also at the same time very, very weird, wacky. You know what I mean? That looks quite interesting now. Let me just take a look at the herring gull first. I think one disappointing factor is that whenever I fit in a fish onto the beak of the herring gull, the seagull actually just topples over just about. It actually goes into a degree like this. See that? It's meant to be like that, but sadly it just keeps on being like this. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the model is quite bloated, or maybe I don't know. But I'm sorry guys, but it's a major problem though. I've actually had this in a lot of the seagull toys, but maybe I think I have to stretch it a bit more. Why do I not do? I can't really remember though. It's just probably the darkest element. I think that's probably one of the weakest links, I think, with those seagulls. There's the name herring gull. I mean, they do swim well, but if they've got like a fish on their beaks, they just keep on toppling over there. That's the sad factor about it though. You might as well think, they're going to stand up while swimming and fishing at the same time, but no. They're just being like this. I don't exactly know why. I mean, I've made one with mussels before and I have no problems with that. But yeah, they look quite big though. I've actually realised those herring gulls are actually a lot much more bigger than those cormorants, and if I grab the cormorants here, you actually start to realise on how massive the herring gulls is. But the cormorant here, if I compare it there, that's pretty unrealistic though. So maybe in the future I might come in and try and, downsize the seagulls, the herring gulls a little bit more to their accurate size. But when? I don't know. It's gonna take some time here, eh? It's funny, I would have never thought. Yes, the cormorant is a bigger bird, but strangely enough the herring gulls are quite big for a bird though. They're much bigger than cormorants, which is quite a very strange, baffling, sight to see though, hey? And the time of year as I'm making this video is around the 27th of February. So yes, we're literally coming up close to March, and it is a common year, so I mean, yes, I'm actually saying that, whenever I think of February, it's a very short month there, 28 days, And if it's like a freaking leap year, it'll be like 29 days, obviously, for every 4 years. Let me just show you the cormorants here, of course, before we should actually continue. Because there'll be people saying, oh, but Abby, you shows the cormorant. Well, there it is. There's the face. And there's the eye. There's its cheek. Well, obviously a yellow cheek. And there's also a nice looking brown body here. Very interesting, actually. I suppose it looks pretty amazing whenever I think of it. But the sad part is probably the letdown in this product is probably the way the seagulls eat the fish. And if I give this fish to a cormorant, will there be any problems inhibiting? I don't know. Let's see what happens. That's interesting. It doesn't actually seem to topple over there. Wow! That's interesting. Never thought the cormorant would be this lucky to keep on swimming like this without even toppling over to that side there. Whereas the seagulls, bit of a, you know, a miss. Quite a hit and miss. You know, that's what I'm thinking of, hey? Now, I think if any of those seagulls could just stop toppling while fishing for fish, it would have been so much better if I'd redesigned the birds a bit more, you know, for something a lot more normal weighted than you know, plump. But anyways, let's take a look at another cormorant themed product there. This is another Quatro Origami British Wildlife Collection toy. It's a swimming and pre-breeding fishing grade cormorant 12 pack. And there is the back of the packaging, which looks like that. And it also tells me that these birds also have white head and thigh patterns. Well, let's see if it's true. They normally do this every, like, you know, mid or late winter to spring. Oh, actually they do have that sort of pattern. That kind of pattern is amazing. Let me have a look at one of the cormorants. Because, you know, that's what they would look like during the breeding season. They've got this beautiful looking white feather head and thigh, and also the neck detailing as well. I mean, it looks very similar to your regular cormorant breeds. I mean, actually it's more like plumage. I don't know why I'm saying it, but I think that regular plumage that the cormorant tends to have though, I'd probably call it as like, I don't think it's an eclipse plumage, but it might be something else. Oh, we've got different fish today. I know what these are. Those are minnows. You know, in the summertime or in springtime, whenever you see these fishies swimming around, that's what you'll be finding. Minnows. Lovely, tiny little minnows. Pretty cute. And they also look quite colourful as well, that beautiful. If I show you these fishies like that, that's what they look like, with red on the fins, green and white all together. That's a beautiful looking colour combination for those fishies. And like the mackerels with the cormorants, yes, the cormorants don't actually topple over when they've got a fish in their beaks. That's interesting. I should have had a, obviously I did actually have a bit of a peep. Yep, I've actually got all 6 of these. All 6 cormorants, all 6 minnows. I'm just double checking just to make sure, you know, not all things are lost in unison. And the way these fishies are like this, they are just so beautiful. Okay? And it's just so nice. And of course, yes, as I can tell, you know, the cormorants that we have in our country, they're the more, I think, the ones that we have natively are the ones that are found in the coast. But the ones that we find in inland, I think they're from continental Europe or Asia. Possibly from the eastern side of Asia, for that instance, I think, where cormorant fishing is very popular there, particularly in China, I think. But yes, the one I was talking about was the subspecies Carvo sinensis, and it's getting a bit funny though, hey? It was like, yes, absolutely, they've got white thighs. As you can see, there's some white on the birds here, hey? As you can see on the head and the neck, it does look like that these birds have got like white on the feathers though, eh? Very amazing, eh? Ooh, I need to make as many cormorant themed products you know, it would have been so amazing just to, you know, get a whole bunch of attention to many people. I'm just thinking, wow, since I saw loads and loads of Cormorants before on my trip to Sanawell, I need to make as many Cormorants though. And it's going to be quite ludicrous, hey, once you start to see the amount of Cormorants. There you go, looks very, very nice. I've also got, let me try and take a look at the minnows again. You know, this is actually what I'd call versatility. It's an amazing toy though. There you go, there's that thing on the top, there's white or red fins. Yeah, it looks pretty nice though, actually. And what's also quite funny is that if I look at the Cormorants here, it looks like they're just, yeah, they look quite nice. Some of them are not, you know, whenever I think of their eyes, some of the lineage detailings, they're not on or placed on to all birds because, you know, that's what I'm thinking of, hey? You know, there's the other one here as well. Okay, it's a very interesting whenever I think about these types of birds. And if I have a look at those, yes, those eyes, as you can you see the green? I'm pretty sure I can see the green on the eyes. But obviously, yes, it's not too bad. I mean, we have made so many cormorant fishing themed products. I don't know if I've made another one of those swimming cormorant fishing products though. I know we have one collaborating with the seagulls, but never as just cormorants and fish. Yes, got a funny feeling. Let's take a look at the Chinese New Year themed items because this is getting quite ludicrous. And yes, we're still in the year of the Tiger Day, which is quite weird, even though the Lantern Festival confirms to us that thinking, hey, that event is pretty much over now. But there you go. Here's another one of those. A awesome Oriental experience. It's a stereotypical Chinese or regular Chinese orange and white tiger family toy pack. And it costs about £15. I don't know why, it feels like that, you know, whenever I think of the pricing of these toys, they're quite expensive, which in a sense is, you know, for I can work out that the expense of, you know, the costing of these products is just so hectic at the moment though. But I mean, personally, if I was going to be buying, you know, flip-up toys, I would probably, you know, pretty much be buying them for at least around maybe £6-8. Maybe, yes, I'd definitely say £6, £7 or £8 though. At that, you know, mark, because it's a little bit more cheaper. But yes, we've got some white tigers, which is actually quite a nice bonus onto the product array. And we've got some stereotypical Asian conical hats, as you can see. And funnily enough, I wasn't expecting the Spring Festival of China to continue though, but there you go. We've got some Asian hats for your adult tigers to wear. And yes, we've also got the hats though for the tigers though, and since we've got those adult tigers, we've got the male and the female ones, of course. White tigers, I've never ever thought of making them. This is something that is, you know, completely and utterly unusual. I would never ever think of, you know, I've never ever thought of adding, you know, hats to a streak of tigers, even though tigers are very solitary. I think that's what you'll call a group of them. So you go, the white tigress. Yes, I did say tigress there, that was a female. And there's the male. And you've also got these little tiny tiger cubs, not kittens of course, because they're larger cats of course. And there's another one as well. Do you think this set looks good to you? Personally, I think it's alright though, because, I mean, it's nothing particularly Chinese New Year related though, but apart from the Asian hats, yes, it's still quite a nice looking product. And we've got the tigress, the regular tigress, with the orange fur and black stripes. And I'm also going to pretty much make this tiger wear a hat. And I might also grab the male tiger here, who is of course the father. And I mean, it just looks very similar to other tigers in previous sets that I've already made before though. It's amazing. I'm actually making loads and loads of tigers. In fact, I should make another white tiger. What do you think, eh? Maybe in the future, hey? And might as well also give the tigers, so there's their cubs here as well. Okay, yes, it looks pretty cute looking though. I mean, there you go. That's what you have, just a family of tigers in China meeting up with each other. Maybe they look like they're cousins. They're white ones, I think. It's quite interesting thinking about those tigers, eh? I would have thought white tigers are albino, but they're actually not. They're actually leucistic. Right, as you can tell, white tigers have blue eyes. The ones which have yellow eyes are the orange ones. And that's very normal, so this product is completely finished. I mean, yes, overall, it's not really the best, but that's all I can pull off though, as part of the range, part of this toy range actually. And I am starting to get myself real well on concentrating on different things other than China. And let's finish off with this dragon here. In fact, it's one of the more recent dragons that I've actually made so far. And I have to finish the video very quickly though, because I need to pop into the toilet, otherwise I'll start to have a very nasty diarrhea. I can't, you know, basically have, you know, my time just to pretty much, you know, oh God. I'm going to, let me just see. Okay, so this is basically an icy looking dragon. It's like a wintry type dragon, because it's, you know, it's light blue, baby blue with, you know, with a white underside and a blue piece of detailing over there. Orange antlers or horns, we're going to call them. Green eyes, obviously that's a pair of them. And if I show you the other side, that's what it looks like. And you've also got the whiskers, or the barbels, and there's also a bit of a very weird goatee on the front though. I've never expected that to occur onto the front of the dragon. And there's your nose, typical nose. Typical for Flip Flap to make dragons like that. Actually, whenever I look at this, it looks more like a freaking deer than a dragon though. I don't know why, it's probably the head design though that shouts out to me, ah, that looks more like a deer. But let me try and go ahead and measure this baby up and see how long this is. Not as long as the female one. Let me try and pretty much measure this baby up though. I think the longest one we had was a female dragon. You know, let me try and pretty much measure this one here, because I've done measuring dragons before. And in fact, there's actually a lot more dragons ready to be made after Chinese New Year. I'm thinking in this style, you know, paper toy dragons. Okay, so this might be rough and ready, but I'll have a go. Starting from nose, I think. I'm trying to estimate where it is. So of course it's 30. I'm going to pretty much put a finger here because, yeah, we've already done 30. That's 60. Okay, I'm just going to add a finger here. That's 30, 60, 90. I think it's 90. And let's try and plonk this baby. Okay, 90. 120, 150, and if I pretty much hold on to here, let me see how long this dragon is. We have a total length of 143, well, I think that's about 143, 133 centimeters in length. Definitely 133. Actually, it's more like 143 centimeters to me though, because I've just double checked it wasn't 133. I might look back in the whole video though. But nevertheless, it is a nice dragon though. You can just simply play with it as you want though, eh? Pretty amazing, eh? I mean, it's very similar to the other previous Chinese dragon toys I've made so far in other videos and whatnot though, eh? But yet again, that's a very nice, you know, entry there, I suppose, eh? So, I think that's about it, eh? So anyways, if you really enjoyed in this very strange video, showing you two halves of Britain and China, please give this video a like, subscribe for more Flip Flap videos in the future, and there's that conflicting Russia and Ukraine, and I hate to go into that topic there because YouTube views this as a very, you know, sensitive topic there, and a story that should not be told fully there because it would expose everything. Now I don't want to go for that topic though of Russia and Ukraine. You know, the tension's going to get real high there, isn't it? But anyways, let's just go for the brighter side. Speaking of bright side, it's sunny! Hooray! Look at the sky here outside, guys. We're coming up towards spring now, and yes, the spring sunshine is ready to show its true colours. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.